All right, so I need to talk about this because a lot of people still don't understand why wobbling should be banned and can't see that it's a completely degenerate technique that ruins Melee. And the main reason is because it entirely removes the nuances of punish game. So normally the game goes neutral, 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 someone wins, and then there's punish game, and both players are interacting with each other. One's DIing, one's whatever. And, you know, it happens in, like, Pikachu and Peach versus Fox with chain grabs. That you can just chain grab them all the way till death. But, I mean, they can get out of it, for one. But, it's also not nearly as bad as being able to win on every single stage from getting a grab. Like, there's no true counterpicks to Ice Climbers, really. And that's a huge problem. And so that's, like, the main reason why it's considered degenerate. Like, it is degenerate to the game, and you can't deny that. So it should be banned. That's like, enough of a reason. But just to, like, for argument's sake, all the people saying that Ice Climbers, like, it's harder to wobble than you realize, it's not any harder to play Ice Climbers neutral than it is to play any neutral. Like, Falco's neutral. Falco's neutral's hard to pull off. There's so much tech in Falco's neutral that, like, it makes sense why it's so good. Like, it should be that good if you're working that hard to play it perfectly. Short hop lasering, getting the proper heights, even, like, there's some hidden techniques where you like dash in, stop in place and laser. Short hop laser, doing that input, like, to not go in all the way so that you can safely laser. That's crazy hard. So saying that Ice Climbers neutral is hard and therefore they should be allowed to wobble is completely ridiculous. I had someone say that if wobbling is banned, they can just hand off. Like, handoffs are just as broken by the ledge. And that is fine. Handoffs should be broken. They should be able to get some situations where they just straight up 0 to death someone without being able to. But it shouldn't be from everywhere on the stage. Like, there's some characters that can just, like, straight up kill a person, like, pretty much guaranteed from a certain spot. Like, Marth, if you do it right, you can kill someone from a certain position on the stage with the Ken combo. So being able to do that with handoffs on Ice Climbers, that's dope. Like, that's what Ice Climbers should have to do to win. And, like, Ice Climbers are kind of lazy. Like, what was that edgeguard? He didn't even edgeguard him. Like, he didn't even... Like, why? You can let Nana take the edge, hog it from the side B, and then deal with the up B. Like, he didn't deserve that win. He's not working hard at all. So, like, I honestly can't understand people who say wobbling should be allowed. And I don't even want to watch the rest of this. It's too hard to watch. So, I've said all I need to say anyway. But just to conclude, again, reiterate, wobbling is degenerate because it takes away from the nuances of dealing with punish game. Like, the most you can say is that you have to SDI out of it. But there's tons of setups that you just get straight up grabbed. There's tons of setups where you get jabbed into grabbed. Like, and it's so hard to avoid all those. And the reward for doing something that's like like one of the least riskiest things in the game, which is grabbing, and all you have to do is be a good ice climbers at neutral to be able to keep out of sync, which you can see how Chu does that. Like, it's not that hard. And like, there's a certain amount of pummels you should be allowed to do. Like, you should be able to do like mini wobbles at high percent, but definitely not at 0. If it's at 0 and you do like a wobble all the way up to 200%, that's ridiculous. That shouldn't be allowed to happen. And another thing is, people say you can mash out. Well, you're not going to mash out unless you're at 0 and you get raw grabbed. But a good ice climber is going to do a setup that makes it so that you can't mash out by the time the wobble gets going. And I think you can do it up to like 20% mashing out from a raw grab. But if they like blizzard grab you at 0, you're done. Which is like, I don't know, the way to beat it is so boring as well. Like, and ice climbers have gotten better at dealing with platform camping, because like, ice climbers aren't bad characters without wobbling. They have disjointed hitbox that hit up. Like, watching, he should be DQ'd for this, honestly. Watching Nintendo versus M2K was like the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like 3 years ago, where he didn't know how to deal with platform camping when he has this huge hammer disjoint hitbox, and he didn't even go up there because he's fishing for wobbles that hard, and the match just went on for so long. It was boring. It's terrible. So that's that then. That's it. Wobbling should be banned.